it's Miss M, and for this week's outer space theme, we will be doing a lunar rock activity. These are the materials that we will be using. And if you don't have some of these materials, it's okay as long as you have the basic materials, which is baking soda, vinegar, water, and any container. So let's get started. The first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get some baking soda. And there's not a specific amount for this. It depends how big you want the lunar rocks to be or how much you want to make. But I'm gonna try making different colored ones or mixing them. So I'm just gonna eyeball it. Let's see. After pouring your baking soda into your containers, it can be just 1 or 2 depending how many colors you want to try. You are going to start by placing some water and food coloring in it. And there's not an exact measurement for this, but you're just gonna have to wait until the baking soda feels a certain way. And I'll show you that in a second. So I'm gonna take this food coloring. I chose black and blue because I want to do some like dark outer space themes. And hopefully it turns out looking cool. You're going to mix your food coloring. Mix it around really good. And you're going to put some drops into your baking soda. I'll make this one blue. And you start off with a couple of drops of water. Don't pour it all at one time so that you don't put too much. And then maybe like mixing it around a little bit. So now I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one. And you want it to feel kind of like a snowball. See, the blue one is too liquidy and this one is turning. This one does feel like a snowball, but it looks kind of green. So I'm gonna add a bit more in here. Okay, that one looks good. This is how you want it to look. And this one needs more baking soda. The next step, after it looks like this one, kind of like you can make a snowball with it, the next step is you are going to make it into a little ball and then cover it with plastic wrap. If you don't have this, it's fine, but we need this because we're going to put it in the freezer, and we need this so that it keeps the same shape. So I just finished making these, and I added more baking soda because it was too liquidy to try to shape it into a ball. So now I'm going to wrap it with this plastic wrap so that it can keep the shape. Now that you've wrapped them, the next step is to put them in the freezer for at least 30 minutes. And while that's going on, take that time to make sure you clean up after yourself. It's been 30 minutes already since I put these in the freezer. So now it's time to unwrap it. Hopefully it stays together. So we're gonna unwrap it and then we're going to pour some vinegar on it. So that's what this one looks like. It's too bad that it didn't come out black. The food coloring said it was black, but it turns out green. Okay. Ooh, I like this one. It looks cool. And remember, if you want to, you can add glitter and it might look even better than this one. So now we're going to add some vinegar here. But first, make sure you have like a pencil and a paper handy so that you can write down some observations. And remember, an observation is something that you can see, hear, smell, taste, or touch. But I don't recommend that you taste this because I thought that it's gonna taste good. But feel free to write down any observations before and after pouring the vinegar. You can kind of hear it, you can hear it sizzling. So write down anything you see. And it looks like it's dissolving. So write down, what do you hear? What are you seeing? And what are you smelling? It's definitely a strong smell. So it looks like it is dissolving and it's still sizzling. So that's pretty cool. And what's happening there is a chemical reaction. And a chemical reaction is when one substance changes or is converted into another one. So for example, in this case, the baking soda would be the base and the vinegar, it would be the acid. And so I thought to myself, what happened if we use a different acid? And that's why I have the lime here. And we're gonna try using this as this acid for the next one and see if it has the same reaction or something different. Because a lime is a citrus fruit and citrus fruits are very acidic. So if you have one and you made two, you can squeeze the lime and see what happens. Remember to write your observations for this one on your paper too. And you can write down how it smells, how it looks, and what you're seeing on this one. It looks like this one is a lot more bubbly than the other one. Now that we've done both, I encourage you to write down any differences that you noticed in these, like in how it sounded, how it smelled, what it looked like. So feel free to write that down and what you see in your own experiment. That's all I have for you guys today, so thank you for joining me and I'll see you next time. Bye!